All right, folks, June 14th here, live at the studio with the Jopra Show. No Excuses Truth, Alternative Talk Radio. I'm Joe Janot, live in studio with my people today. We are back, folks. Thank you for joining us. Wow, what a week we've been having. Great response for the first show. Lots of texts, emails, and really a lot of great input. And I'd like to welcome you all back in studio today. And we're going to get serious and get to the point right off the bat. I got in the brewmaster here from Emerald City Beer, my man Rick Hewitt. And man, I tell you, yesterday afternoon, I had lunch at a great delicatessen. And I brought in the man, the myth, Miles James from Dot's Delicatessen. And folks, you know, I'm sorry I didn't have the lady position last week, so I had to bring in the queen of chat. That's right, Miss Angie's going to be in today, and she is going to get right to the point about what the women are thinking out there today. So, you know, we are going to just do a lot of things. We're going to move quickly. And thank you for joining us. But, hey, I just want to give quick shots today. It's June 14th. As you know, what's going on downtown at the Occidental Park is the Supersonic Rally. Starts at 4 p.m. If you don't have anything going on today, please, man, take a break from the coffee, forget happy hour, and go down and rally it up. We need all of your support. Chris Hansen, the Bomber Group, and Nordstrom's are all coming together with their millions of dollars to help put together an arena. We need your support down there to show what that Seattle's on a team. They want to come back. So if you got nothing going on, there will be traffic, there will be hard parking, but look, just make it happen. Don't find excuses. Just get off your butt, get down the street, do a little cheer. They're going to have food trucks down there, lots of energy. They're going to have band, music. So it starts at 4 p.m. down at the rally there in the Occidental Park for the Supersonics. Well, let's get right to the chase today, folks. We got my man in here from Dot's Delicatessen. This is my man, Miles James. Now, look, folks, he's an old-school cat. He started cooking food up at Gramercy Tavern up in New York, came to Seattle, did some Campagna work, Lachocos, Clermont, and, you know, he got a thing about pigs, folks, a thing about pigs. And I was up at his store yesterday, and this Dot store is a great little 1,500-square-foot space. And right away, the vibe is nice. There's fresh food right there. They got great charcuteries, fresh custom meats from small farms around the Northwest. And I tell you, Miles, I was very impressed yesterday with everything. So tell me something. Where did all this food begin? I
got to say, I'm back in the John Shaft intro there, too.
You like that?
I'm pretty obsessed with John Shaft myself. Where it came from is I got a history in fine dining. And did that for a real long time, but it's not really not how I cook for myself or my friends. And there's a lot of stuff in fine dining that I wanted to take and make it a little more accessible to, it doesn't have to be a special occasion kind of thing, and making charcuterie and sausages and just making really good food, and it doesn't have to be pretentious. So I wanted to open a little spot that, was a little more approachable than a lot of the places that I had worked at. Try and get people to come in, instead of just once a month, you can come in for lunch and get more or less the same kind of thing. It's just not a huge price tag.
No, it wasn't. I tell people this: the quality was excellent. I had a lamb sausage yesterday, and it was a full, almost foot-long sausage, and it was all I could handle with the harissa sauce on it. It was quite delicious. I said it, Angie. Yeah, and so, listen, I think that the whole thing with the pig thing, it's big right now in the Northwest. You see it in a lot of different restaurants. A lot of chefs are handling it. But I've heard that you take it to a whole nother level with the pig, and you offer a butchering class on pigs. Tell me about that. Let me know more about this.
Well, so far it's just been a butchering class because we've only done one. Because ended up being about 2 days after my daughter was born, so it messed up my schedule a little bit, but. We do them. We'll do them every once in a while. It's starting to get a little warm. When it's hot out, it's not really ideal to do it. But get in a 250-pound pig and show everybody, break the whole thing down. Show them where your lamb chops come from. Make something called a porchetta, which is, pork belly wrapped with loins in the middle. Show them how to make bacon. Show them how to make a prosciutto. And break the whole pig down, and then cook you lunch with part of the pig, and feed you a bunch of wine, and hang out and eat some pork. We're gonna probably do one with a lamb next. I think it's a little bit smaller, but same deal.
And if I wanted to be in this butchering class to do the lamb next, would I be go on site, email you? How would my listeners be a part of this?
The easiest way to follow us right now is just on our Facebook page. We're trying to change our website so it can be updated by us. I'm not that savvy with the website, so we post on our Facebook every day. what our specials are going to be and what events we have coming up. And other than that, you just come in the shop and sign up. It's kind of old school. It's not a real, we don't have a bunch of advertising. It's more of a, come in and try it, and if you like it, come back kind of thing. So
nice. And I had Chef Eric Donnelly in last week from Toulouse Petite, and the one thing he was talking about is, with this whole revelation of the new chefs and the local products. Where's your spot? Do you like to go to the Ballard Market also? Or are you a market guy shopper, or is there some secret spot that you hang out at to pick up your product?
I get pretty, honestly, the Ballard one, I get pretty claustrophobic. It's a little, it's too crowded for me. I go to the Columbia City one that's near my house.
Oh.
And that's, most of the same vendors are going to be there. I get a lot of the vendors that are there to actually just come deliver to me, rather than fighting through the market. Besides that, I order a lot of, there's a stand in Pike Place called Frank's Produce. They've been there for 50 some years, and they deliver to us on a daily basis. And then the rest of all the meat comes from a lot of different little farms, a couple bigger farms, but no real big farms.
No real big farms. I noticed that in your case that you had lots of different cuts there. Tell me a little bit on, you're a married man, got a new little one. So on a night, where do you go out to eat? Where do you take your wife to eat? Is there a favorite restaurant in Seattle that Miles James hangs out at?
Well, we don't get to go out at night all that often anymore. Walrus and Carpenter is definitely a go-to. If we can get out early, we go there. We go to, there's a little pasta place on the market called El Corvo Pasta, and they're just open for lunch. They do like 3 handmade pastas a day, and different sauces with each one. They make them every day, different stuff, and they do some charcuterie also, and we try and go there a lot for lunch.
Right, and I keep hearing the charcuterie thing. I see it a lot of new places. What is the whole infatuation? Why has it become so popular at this time? Is it just for a moment? Is it going to stay for a little while?
I think it'll stay for a little while. I've been trying to figure it out for a long time. When I got interested in it, nobody did it in restaurants. It wasn't that popular, and I just started picking up old French cookbooks, and one person would know how to make a pate, so I'd ask them how to make a pate, and I'm not sure why. I think people just started, it's like bell bottoms come back, 60s was big charcuterie, show platters, things like that. And, people have been doing nouveau cuisine and small plate fine dining for a long time. People are getting more interested in, making their own salami rather than buying it and figuring out, where the meat's coming from, rather than just getting anything. And, it's just more, the whole thing about cooking is you can always learn. So if you're going to be a cook, that's the only redeeming quality, because you don't make any money.
Right. You
work horrible hours. But no matter what, you can work in 15 different restaurants and learn a different way to do everything. So it's just another thing to learn, I think. At least for me it is.
Right. Cool. And, I know when you guys go to Dot's Delicatessen, the great thing that you'll come to see is there's a little bit of an old school there. You'll walk up, and you'll see a Supersonic jersey, cold cans of Rainier Lager sitting in the fridge there. And about the Sonics, you're an old fan there. Tell me more. What do you think about the Sonics coming back? I
definitely want them to come back. I want a stadium down there. I want hockey too. So I kind of want it all. Somebody was in there today and asked me if I was going to root for the team who cannot be named in the playoffs. And I said, no, I can't root for them. And he was surprised. He said, well, I like Kevin Durant. I said, well, I do too. If he got traded to another team, I want him to get a ring, but I want them to go to the 7th game and lose. I'm bitter.
Bitter's not a bad thing.
I can't help it.
That's okay.
So, yeah, to answer your question, I definitely want the Sonics back.
All right, get to the rally. That's good. Well, that's my man Miles James. His restaurant's called Dot's Delicatessens. It's dotsdelicatessens.com. They're located at 4262 Fremont Avenue. up there in the food courts. A lot of good restaurants up in that neighborhood there. They're staying busy. They're open all day for lunch. They serve dinner on Friday evenings. Definitely a Jopra-approved restaurant. I would definitely go back there and check it out. The lunch is wonderful. The pastrami sandwich is for real. And if you have time, make the drive, walk from the neighborhood, but definitely go to Dot's Delicatessen. This is the Jopra Show. No Excuse Truth. We'll be right back after these messages.
Now who wants hot pork sandwiches wrapped in foil? Corns are laced with gristle. I trust it's been freshly boiled in the darkness of the avenue.
This is a public service announcement test from TakeMeFishing.org to determine if you need a fishing license and boat registration before heading out on the water. Let's begin. Are you a bear? Do you have a beak? Does your name rhyme with Ald Beagle? Do you dart in front of cars? Here's a tough one. Do you have plumage? Do you rub your body against things to mark them? Do you have webbed feet? No, I mean like a... Were you hatched? Do you have fur? I'm not talking back hair. Does your boat fly south for the winter with the other boats? Regardless of how you answer, you need to be licensed and registered because it helps local conservation efforts protect the very natural resources you enjoy boating and fishing in for generations to come. Do your part at TakeMeFishing.org.
For home repair, remodel, and construction advice, ideas, and useful stories every Saturday from 10 till 11 a.m., tune in to Constructing Whatever. With over 40 years of combined experience, hosts Tim and Lynn talk about whatever, from important need-to-know topics to fielding your questions about the latest industry news. It's Constructing Whatever every Saturday morning right here on Alternative Talk 1150.
Next week, condos. Don't buy them. They're like a baby mama. You use them a couple times and you pay for them for the rest of your life. Saturday at 10 a.m.
Yo, what up, Northwest? It's your boy E-Dog from Easeway Radio. That's right, y'all. Every Saturday and Sunday night, 6 p.m. till 9 p.m., it goes down with E-Dog, Shorty, Mouse Wayne, and 2.1 on the switches. That's right, y'all. On 11:50 a.m. live every Saturday and Sunday evenings, 6 p.m. till 9 p.m., home of West Coast and Northwest music. And yo, if you local and you want to submit a song, hit me up at EDAWG, the letter J, 274 at yahoo.com, and we'll get you on Easeway Radio, baby.
Write it down, shout it loud. Alternative Talk 1150 AM. Now, wasn't that fun?
Welcome back to the Jopra Show, No Excuse Truth, Alternative Talk Radio. I'm Joe Gino here live in studio today with my main people. If you just joined us, you just missed Miles, James, and Dot's Delicatessen talking about butchering up some pigs, some lamb, and many other great things at Dot's Delicatessen. But, you know, with a great sausage, you need to have beer. And in-house today, I brought two of the big hometown home brewers from the Emerald City Beer, my man Rick Hewitt and Steve Wilson in the house. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome. Hey, quick question. Let's just get right to the chase. Home brewing back in 05, what was all going with that, Rick?
Yeah, I mean, I was doing a lot of studying of actually the beer industry through my business school classes and decided I'd get into home brewing as just kind of a side hobby, not really that focused on it, and ended up getting kind of obsessed with the hobby.
Nice. And you guys are known for doing a lager, is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. We like to focus on the lager styles of beer, using all Washington barley and hops. They're a little bit cleaner, a little bit lighter finishing, and just easier to drink during a football game.
Nice. And for my listeners who don't understand the difference, there's lagers and there are ales, correct?
Yeah, those are the two families of beer, and the difference is the yeast that gets pitched into the kind of the sugary barley water before it's called wort. And ales are going to be a little bit fruitier, a little bit heavier. Lagers will be cold, ferment a little bit colder, taste a little bit lighter.
Nice. And Steve, you guys' brewery is down at the old classic Rainier Brewery. Down there on Airport Way, correct?
Yeah, that's right. We're just down in the old cold room facility for the old Rainier. We've got about 3,000 square feet there and little tasting room. And yeah. So.
When is the tasting room open?
We're open Wednesday through Friday, 4 to 8, and Saturday, 12 to 4.
Excellent. I heard, man, is the Rainier Brewery haunted?
Absolutely.
There's been stories that the boogeyman's running around that place.
Actually, in our cold room, we've got access to some of the old cellaring tanks that Rainier used to use. They used to hold 250 kegs apiece. There's like 18 of them in a straight row. It's all rusted out, moldy, dark, analog equipment from the 70s. You want to get lost on that, man, we'll send you back there.
Come on down,
with
we'll
the beer.
take you out there.
Yeah.
Right? I can bring Miss Angie with me because she loves cold beer.
Yeah,
sure.
Spiderwebs.
She's old school.
Love her.
She loves cold beer. Tell me one thing about you hear about Emerald City's beer is about the sweet barley. Could you tell me a little bit more, Rick, about what's going on? What is sweet barley?
Well, yeah, I noticed the trend was real big bitter IPAs, heavy beers. They're starting to add more hops. You got to put higher gravity in there, which means more barley. And those beers are great. They're very complex. They're delicious. But one pint of that, and I'm toast. It's just too big of a filling beer. And the sweet barley, lagers is going to promote more of a barley focus. It's kind of the counterculture to those big bitter ales. And I just think they're a little bit easier to drink and nice after you've had one of those big IPAs to switch to something like Dottie.
Nice. And speaking of Dottie, I have heard a lot of stories about Dottie. Rumors have it that she's been in The Stranger. She's had a deal with Playboy magazine. Maximus called her. But who or where or who's Dottie? Let's just get right to it.
I hate to burst the bubble, but it's actually my grandma's name.
Oh,
no one. Nice.
Dot's his grandma. Dottie's his grandma. Dottie.
Totally. Yeah.
Who liked to
the
party?
Emerald City, Wizard of Oz, Dorothy connection was too much to pass on.
Okay, that's awesome. And so, but you have a figure that's not looking like your grandma.
Oh, my grandma's way hotter than this.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah,
Now, is there a real life lady who's that picturesque on your cans?
No, we work with a pinup artist named Mike Landefeld out in Baltimore, and
all right.
He does Harley and Hooters and Hard Rock. He's one of those guys who's can make a living as an American pinup artist, and we love his stuff. So
wow. And Steve, I gotta think though we could find Miss Dottie, couldn't we? Could we have a Miss Dottie contest?
I think we probably could.
Because I believe at the Jopra show we could definitely maybe. What do you think, Miss Angie? Could we put something together to find a Miss Dottie?
She's a pretty attractive woman. I don't know. That's a tough one.
All right. Well, we're going to come back to that. I got to think that's got to happen. I think that there is a Miss Dottie out there that just needs to come to the forefront.
I just need a seamstress. Actually, I've already met Dottie.
Oh,
a few of them.
Okay. Oh, you have?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were nice.
All right. Well, we'll
nice.
go from there.
Yeah. Very nice.
I was thinking. I got Miles James in here today from Doc's Delicatessen, who just makes a phenomenal lamb sausage, and I got the best home brewer here now the brewmaster here of Rick and Steve Wilson from Emerald City. I think that there's got to be a joint partnership here to do a little bit of an event, probably down at the brewery with some sausages, with some beer. I think we might have to set up a little luncheon. Eric Ryder, my producer, don't you think we could go live down to the brewery and maybe set something up with them and have like a little barbecue?
I bet we can make that happen.
I see. Okay. Well, we're going to put that on the table because I think that's a match made in heaven. And Miss Ann, she loves barbecue, folks. She loves to go eat barbecue because it reminds her of football. And
Yes,
we'll get to that. We'll get to that a little later here for you a little bit. Rick, I got to ask a question with you. You're a city guy. You've been here a long time. Huskies are now going to be playing down at CenturyLink Park. If you were the mayor of Seattle, what would you do with the Seattle Center? Because right now I know we got the Glass Palace going in place with the Chihuly project, but what would you do? I'm down there now. There's nothing going on. It's a big blacktop. We should probably play some hoops.
I don't have the answer to that. I guess that's why I'm not running for mayor of Seattle. But the Seattle Center project. The needle's amazing, and I think the Glass Museum. I've heard good things from those who've gone to it. Apparently, an excellent date idea for those looking for one. But I don't know what they should do with that. But the arena and the hockey team that Miles and I are both hoping shows up here, it definitely needs to happen. Right,
Steve. Steve, is the Key Arena need to stay around, or would you demolition the Key Arena and just start all over?
Well, there's a lot of good memories from the Key Arena, watching the old Sonics. But, I think we build a new stadium and move forward, quite honestly. I don't know that, that's a tough one. I think we're going to have to see. Again, we're not the mayor of Seattle, so we'll have to find out.
Angie, Miss Angie, what do you think? Is the Key Arena got much longer hope? Once the new stadium's built, which I think it's going to pass and happen, what happens to the Key Arena?
I say get rid of it.
All right, it's going down. Demolition. We're
going
to have a bomb party.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
It's been 10 years since the last demo party.
Right.
So. Yeah,
it was spectacular.
Folks, with me in studio today is the folks from the Emerald City Beer. The Dottie cans are very popular. I love them. Where am I guess going to be able to find Dottie's beer?
Well, Toulouse is going to be having them here in Seattle, of course,
Nice.
as a nice fine dining and restaurant option for you. But they should be popping up in the independent grocery store chains here pretty soon, Met Market and Whole Foods, and of course, just the bottle shops, the craft shops, anywhere better beer is.
Right, and they can come down to the tasting room and pick up beer to go. Is that correct?
Of course.
Okay, and just 6-packs, or do you guys sell larger units?
We actually do the 4-packs,
Okay.
but we do the 16-ounce can, so you get 4 proper pints.
Nice.
Which equates to about 5 12-ounce bottles, but it just makes more sense.
Right. Okay. All
It's
right.
enough beer to give you actually a buzz, where a 12-ounce, you kind of feel robbed by that.
Right, and I got to think that
Maybe
Dottie's
it's
is
just
going to
me.
be all over the place for Seahawks Sunday with Miles James' Seattle Sausage, and we're going to get those things combined and make a nice party there. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Folks, we're going to come right back from the Jopra Show, the No Excuse Truth here on Alternative Talk Radio, 1150 a.m.
Oh, 7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. So here's a 26-second message of encouragement.
Hi, I'm Stacy. Look, I've been there. It's tough. And I just want to say, if you find yourself feeling negative, use it as motivation. Let it be like the fuel in the fire to keep you going. Because the best is yet to come. Seriously, you're capable of great things. Things you probably haven't even dreamed of yet. So don't quit now. See you at graduation.
Do you have 26 seconds to convince a student to stay at their desk? Now you can share your message of support at boostup.org. We can keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step. Brought to you by the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Conversations Live with Vicki St. Clair discusses issues that are important to you, like good health and well-being, finding a new job and building your business, overcoming life's big challenges and making sense out of chaos, and living with passion and joy. Join us Mondays at noon Pacific for Conversations Live with Vicki St. Clair. See conversationslive.net for show schedule and guest information.
What do you do when you see the homeless? Look the other way? Walk faster? And what about homelessness? It's a problem with no easy solution. Hi, I'm Gary Shipe, and every week on Spotlight, we bring you compelling conversation with local leaders. This week, we'll talk to the Executive Director of Operation Night Watch, Reverend Rick Reynolds, and hear how they take care of the homeless and homelessness in Seattle. Join me to learn more on Spotlight, Sunday mornings at 5 on Alternative Talk AM 1150 KKNW.
1150kknw.com, your connection to Alternative Talk, 1150 AM.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Jopra Show, the No Excuse Truth Alternative Talk Radio. And if you just joined us, you just messed out on a little bit of, we just had a little bit of Dotsy in here, and we had a little bit of Dottie in here, and now we got a little bit of barbershop, a little bit of hair cleaning. I brought in one of the great producers of cutting hair I know in the city. It's Eric Clark from Paul Gray's Barbershop Lounge. Welcome, Eric. How you doing, baby?
Good. How you doing?
I brought you in, Eric, today because, man, if you ever go to a barbershop and you want to hear it straight, there is a no-holds-bar at the barbershop, as we know. And I got a lot of stuff to cover today, and I know that you will definitely get to the chase here. They are located up on Madrona, folks, at 1123 34th Avenue in the Madrona neighborhood. They're open 5 days a week from Tuesday through Saturday. By appointment only. Give them a call at 206-860-0497. Ask for Eric or Paul. They do a fabulous job. And, Eric, let's just get right to it. I mean, you guys hear a lot of things. And I want to talk about the scene of Seattle.
Okay.
And I know, Eric, you've been around for a while, born and raised out of Texas, living up here for a while. Got a lovely wife, a couple children. Is dating going wrong in Seattle? I mean, what's happening here?
From what I see as far as the men go, I believe that the youth nowadays, responsibility is not one of their things. And it's kind of rough. You know what I mean?
Right.
And women seem to look for someone to take care of them more than, trying to find someone they can be responsible with, and everyone hitch and do their thing. So
Eric, you're being way too nice now. Come on,
Okay.
come on, man. You're being way too nice.
I've been a little moderate, but
I understand, Mr. Angie. Come on, don't you believe though? I mean, something's definitely happened. I mean, I get the word on the street that like women are like shutting it down. I mean, they're just like, we're not dating until we either move out of Seattle or find us a true man from back east. Is that true?
Yep, I'll agree with you on that one. I think people are giving up on the dating scene in Seattle.
Giving up on the dating, and why?
I don't know. They've tried it all. They've done the online thing. That didn't work for them. It's just they've had enough.
I mean, last week, Eric Wright and I heard someone say it came out of freedom and being free. I mean, is that what it is? I mean, Eric, do you feel that freedom is more important right now than relationships?
I mean, coming from me, no. I think that freedom is it's a good thing if that's what you need, or maybe a little freedom with a break or something like that. But when it comes down to living your life in the way it's supposed to be, your opposite or your best friend is supposed to be your woman. So freedom for me, when I look at it, society has changed dramatically with the social network and things of that nature. That freedom is always out there because there's always someone else that's coming at you through a social network. So I don't know.
I mean, Angie, I think, though, from the lady standpoint nowadays, I mean, is it really true that just men are just not too comfortable talking to ladies? Do you find that a lot?
I guess so. I mean, you don't see guys out approaching women a lot out. I'm not sure what that is, but I think women have become definitely a lot more independent. Maybe that scares some of the men around here. I'm not sure.
Independent, like too successful, or just on their own and they don't have to worry about much? Or
I guess so. There's not a dependency on these men anymore. So, yeah, maybe it is a lot of it has to do with success with their career and. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Rick, you're over there shaking your head. I mean, I got to get right to it and find out. What's going on, Rick? What do you think?
Men aren't dependable in this city. I mean, comments like that. I don't know. I don't think that's necessarily the root of the cause. I think, we got to, in this big picture, I guess, the recession. I mean, money's hitting hard. Everybody looks after themselves first, right? Mm-hmm. So that's going to be part of it. Individuality is a big thing right now. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think the point about the social network of options is never been something a generation's had to deal with, and so that may be something we're adjusting to. But I don't think it's that the men of this generation in Seattle are less dependable, or the women of this generation are any less committed.
I didn't say all.
Just, I think you have small sample sizes, right? Let's talk big
I
picture.
don't think the men in Seattle are necessarily that responsible, and they can't take care of business. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily Seattle. It's a younger generation can't take care of responsibility in business.
All right.
Like a generation before could.
But I get a lot of points, and I hear you, Miles. I get a lot of folks coming to me, though, and it's not maybe even the younger generation they're talking about sometimes. I think that there's the 30, 40-something dudes who aren't quite, what would you say, have it together? Or maybe just I would like to have a little greener, younger pasture.
Maybe it's more of a maturity thing. I think that's the biggest issue is it goes along with responsibility and then maturity. And then I guess some guys are afraid of the responsibility being tied down because being with a woman or having a family becomes a lot of responsibility. And a lot of guys, as they're growing older and, being out in bars and going around and doing all the dude thing, when it comes to settling down, they're afraid of it simply because they think that if I'm with my woman, then I'm less of a man or something if I'm not with my boy. So I don't know. It's one of those things. It just,
I tell you, this is going to be very interesting half an hour here. I like where this is going. If you'd like to give us a call, 425-373-5527. Jump on to this conversation because the room is getting full here, and it's just starting to warm up. Angie, Miss Angie, we got to ask the question.
Yes.
Are women approachable?
That's a tough question. I would like to say I think they are, yeah. But
because I get rumors that you can't even walk up to a woman nowadays. They sort of turn their shoulder and shrug people.
I don't know. I mean, I think their standards have definitely gone up, so maybe the men just aren't trying hard enough.
Well, Rick, come on. You're shaking your head again.
Give it to me.
I'm not going to say I disagree with her. I think some are. I mean, women are definitely becoming, I guess higher standards for sure, and that's awesome. Like, demand more from that. That's great. I think, it's on some guys to man up a little bit more, but there's not definitely a lack of those guys. I know plenty of them. So, I think they're there. You just got to also, more responsibility comes more action.
I tell you, when you are going to a barbershop, I walk into Eric's place and it is on sometimes. There could be 4 or 5 and they are chatting, and it will go from sports to women, sports to women, sports, and then maybe some more women. But I mean, Eric, on the side of the women, I mean, is it as a man, are we asking too much to about a woman? Or getting to know a woman? Are we asking too much now? I mean,
I think I can go back to what you guys elaborated on.
Is everybody looking for a maximum woman? Is that?
That definitely kind of messes things up and distorts things. But when you guys were talking about women being more independent and wanting more from a man because they got more, some men are very intimidated by that. A lot of them are. And some women, their standards are so high that when you come to meet them, they're trying to make you jump to too many hoops, and then you got the younger ones, and not even the younger ones, because you got some 35 and 40-year-olds.
Right.
They go out, and they're just trying to work guys for drinks so they don't spend any money. And so the conversation of yesterday is not as genuine as it is today. So when you meet someone and they're talking to you, they're just working for a drink, or is it a genuine conversation? You know what I mean?
There's another piece of the big puzzle.
Oh man, it's weird because it's just a very delicate situation. It's different now, and guys are becoming a lot more shyer because they are intimidated by women that are just independent. You know what I mean? I'm not all guys. Strong guys aren't, but that's a hurdle that you have to get over just to get to know the person. And I think if the woman allows herself to be more genuine and just be open, let's try out with friends first, then we can move from there.
I mean, Miles, you're old school, man. You've been married. You're married now and stuff, and do you think it's just changed too much? I mean, is it true that with women being so successful in Seattle that maybe it's just a little tougher for us guys to take that next step and get to know them a little bit?
Like you said, it's been a while since I've been hanging out in bars trying to buy girls drinks. But now when I do it, they bug out because I have a wedding ring on.
You're missing out.
I think at least in my circle of friends and where I still will maybe go out once in a while, everybody's got a front and an attitude. Girls and guys. It's like, I don't know if you've been watching, MTV or whatever. There's an image they're trying to portray that they're more badass than they are, and they got it all together where nobody really does. So I think guys, get put off by that when girls, cop an attitude, and probably vice versa.
I see the MTV move. I mean, Miss Angie, do you feel? I mean, what about is there a commitment problem to all this? I mean, does it come around commitment a little bit? I'd have to commit to you if we start hanging out, and people want to go that far.
I don't know. I mean, I think there is definitely this, maybe even more the opposite. People have their walls up. They don't want to commit because they just, I don't know. They've been alone for as long as they have, and they just don't feel like they need anybody.
And we come back to that whole thing, shutting it down.
Yeah, shut it down.
Shut it down. Everyone's just sort of shutting it down. I say this. I think that definitely there's a change. There's a very big change in pattern involved with that. I mean, Rick, do you feel like that to commit? I mean, is that a hard thing for us now as individuals, as man, women, partners? Is it hard to commit to another person?
Giving my experiences, I'm probably the last person you want to ask about that.
Uh-oh.
Rick, my man,
the
brewmaster of Emerald City Beer.
It's not that I'm not a passionate person. I've loved women, and I love craft beer and brewing beer.
They're basically the same thing, right?
Yeah, right.
You got to hug them both.
Haven't made it even to the 1 year mark yet, so we'll see how things go. And,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like a commitment now is people. It's a year. That's a big commitment,
right?
We moved in together. We lived together for a year. That's a relationship now. It's So that's not really a commitment.
We've shortened everything. The old days, the commitment was 20 years. Today, relationship was 50. Today, it's like a couple months. It sounds like.
Yeah, you flip the channel. There's 600 channels. You got your iPod. You don't have to commit to anything anymore.
Right. Oh, I see. Just too much out there.
There's a lot out there. I mean, you can look. You go on dating websites and find somebody else like that. It's not like you're just going down to the bar down the street from your house and meeting some girl. I mean, there's a million girls and guys out there. You don't have to. You don't even have to leave your house to talk to somebody.
Angie, is computer dating the way that women like to go? Is that the thing?
I feel like that's become a last resort in a way, and it's almost disappointing because you feel like there's a lot of stuff out there, and then you switch it over to the online dating thing, and you realize there is not that much more out there.
That's creepy.
It's true. I mean, you just are judging it based off what you see on there and what they're going to, give you what they want to put out there. But yeah, I think it's almost more disappointing than anything.
Well, and with the era of social media and everything, it sounds like, I mean, I've had a girlfriend explain to me that she's met a gentleman and did a background check on her. Is that going too far to do a background check on somebody? I mean, are we at that point?
Well, nowadays that's just I've heard that's the protocol. That's what some people do, and it's unbelievable. It's just so weird talking to some of my clients and they're doing online dating where some have been coming to me for 20 years, and so now they're telling me that's what they're doing because they can't find what they're looking for, and I'm just kind of thrown off like, wow, really? But, I also know the background of these guys' things, so I don't even know what they're really doing that for because, that commitment thing, I'm telling you, it's just a whole different thing, and I think we're dealing with a reality show generation and a social network generation, so both of those going together, it makes people really hard to know what's real and what isn't, and some people get caught in the crossfire. So, which makes those people's walls go up too. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, and also, I mean, I hate to say it, but sex is much different. The perception and perceived is much different now than ever before. Right. I mean, it seems like it's much more casual. Very casual than it's ever been, maybe.
Well, you got women doing men like men used to do women, so it's kind of weird, though. It's a.
What are you trying to say?
I don't know. I don't know. Hey, I'll call you tomorrow. You know that one. I'll call you tomorrow. But back on what you guys were talking about earlier. I'm sorry. Just back on what you guys were talking about earlier. There's an old saying, and I'm relating this to him talking about living with someone. And what they used to say is, why buy the cow when you're getting the milk for free?
Right.
So if you're already living with your girl, what's there to commit to? I'm already here. You know what I mean? I got you, and I can still hang with my friends, so on and so forth. And that's always been an old thing, but nowadays it's even that much more harder because the maturity level of the men and the women is just that much more harder. They're accepting things that the standards of yesterday wouldn't be acceptable. You know what I mean? That they're allowing themselves to do today. So,
barbershop talk, people. This is how we're breaking it down today. Listen, this is the Jopra Show. We No Excuse Truth. We are going to come back in a few minutes, but something here to think about. Should women just start asking guys out to date? Are we at that point? Should they keep waiting? I'm gonna go to Miss Angie when we get back from the commercial, and she's gonna break that part down for us. Thank you. This is the Jopra Show on Alternative Talk Radio.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait, hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait. Mom, what?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Tune in to Manson Mitchell at our new times.
Friday mornings at 10 and back by popular demand, Saturdays at 11 a.m.
Weekday or weekend, the A-Team of Alternative Talk brings you good gab and great guests.
We make talk radio fun again with topics from pop culture to the paranormal, with a little politics on the side.
That's Manson Mitchell, now Friday at 10 a.m. and back on Saturday morning at 11 on Alternative Talk 1150.
Who is Jopra?
What is Jopra?
When is Jopra?
Joe Janot is the host of a brand new show called Jopra. Joe has been nicknamed Jopra by his friends and colleagues who find his advice and insight to be enlightening, just like a certain other talk show host of world renown. Born and raised in Seattle, independent-minded Joe Janot is bringing issues to the airwaves that make you ponder, laugh, and deliberate. The Jopra Show is about the ins and outs of food and drink, relationships, entertainment, and so much more. Get to know Jopra every Thursday at 2, right here on Alternative Talk 1150.
Remember, you're listening to Alternative Talk 1150 AM.
Welcome back to the Jopra Show. No Excuses Truth, Alternative Talk Radio. I'm Joe Gino here on the Jopra Show, and man, if you just joined us, we have just cut right to the chase about men, women, relationships, sex, and I asked the question before break about should women just start taking over and asking men out to date? Are we at that point? And so in studio today, a good friend of mine, Miss Angie, and she's going to elaborate a little bit on that. And Angie, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I guess the thing about it is I think that men could look at that as women being desperate. They would take that the wrong way. You go up and you ask a man out, and they might think, oh, she can't get a man on her own. Might come across the wrong way.
Miles, is that too much? If a woman come up and ask you, hey, how you doing?
I'd much rather have a woman ask me out than have to go ask her out.
All right, okay. And Eric, barbershop guru, do you feel in your philosophical mind thinking that Star Trek was the greatest sci-fi? No, I'm just joking. That do women, if they did that dating thing, they came and asked, is that too much?
No, I don't think it's too much. I think it's about the delivery and the way they go about it. But I think that a real man would be really impressed with a woman that's able to come to him and be like that. You know what I mean? Because that shows that she knows what she wants, and she thinks he's interesting, and you just got to go from there, man.
Right.
It's one date at a time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And Rick,
but it's definitely something you can appreciate, though.
And Rick, being guy from homebrew to brewmaster, beer aficionado, what would you think? You're out having a dottie, sitting in a tavern with Steve, and Steve's telling you about his lovely wife, and a lady approaches you. What do you feel like? Hey, that would be cool, or is that just too much, or what the hell are you doing?
I think I'll stand by these guys' comments there. I mean, there's nothing wrong or more sexy than a woman who's confident and knows what she wants. And
flattery.
Yeah, I mean, is that not flattering when a guy comes up and approaches you? I mean, you may not be thinking about every person in the room, and if she sees you and is like, yeah, that's who I want to talk to, then come on up, say hi.
Well, I mean,
I won't bite.
I'll be sure to do that.
There you go, Miss Angie. You have heard it here from three very affluent gentlemen here that they think that's a cool thing. But I mean, Angie, is it comfortable? Would it be comfortable? I mean, would you have to have a couple Jamesons to get things going? To
maybe a little Dottie beer
a little Dottie lager and a lamb sausage from Dots.
Yeah, and the sausage, I think would be good.
Yeah, that'll help. Garlic sausage breath.
Right. I don't know.
I mean, or are we just reaching here?
That's tough. I guess it just depends on the situation. I mean, I don't know. Some of these men out there, they just don't really even throw anything out there where you feel like you can approach them. So,
all right, we're still playing hard to get. We're still on a bar, still playing hard to get. I mean, I think that, from my experiences being through the country, I do find, though, different parts of the country, you see more different action. I think that when you go back east, you see men and women approaching each other much more on a regular basis, and there's a little bit of role of confidence there on the East Coast. I mean, Eric Ryder, my producer, Eric, what do you think? I mean, is it cool if a female approaches you to say, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Can I buy you a beer?
Absolutely. That's I'd probably say about 80% of the dates I've ever been on have been women asking me out, and I always say yes.
Big pun, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
think that's great.
Big pun.
No, it just means I'm not very good at asking women out. So,
well, and there's that side of it, though, where a lot of guys just aren't having the confidence or being comfortable enough to make that approach. I think that there's definitely sides here. I think a guy like Rick has the ability, and then another person like Eric may not have the ability to walk up to somebody. Not saying that that's you, Eric, but just for example, because you would never do that. Miss Angie, a question for you then is based on, is the look okay in Seattle? I mean, are people actually getting out and looking good anymore to have that approachability? Because, the one thing I hear a lot of people say about Seattle is, man, you guys are so casual.
This is very true.
I mean, and is that casual thing hurting a woman? I mean, I say this, when we go out and get dressed, people always ask if I'm coming from an event or a funeral or from a wedding. And I just can't get dressed up anymore. So what do you think?
I mean, I think it's the idea of putting your best foot forward, and I don't think men are doing that at all.
All right. So if the men of Seattle started getting dressed, would it trickle down to the ladies?
I don't know, maybe.
What
are you expecting from the ladies? I mean,
are ladies dressed good over
there? Men wear polar fleeces and the open-toed sandal things. And
well, then why?
It's stupid. Because I don't know why.
I think shouldn't we get dressed?
I mean, slobs out in here.
If you've seen the barbershop king himself, he puts on a suit and tie every night he's out. He'll double breast up with the best of them.
Wow.
which is great to see. But I mean, are we what as men here in the studio? What are we doing wrong then? I mean, maybe it's acceptable.
No, it's acceptable in Seattle. I mean, like you said, you go back east. I mean, nobody goes out dressed the way that people go out and dressed in Seattle, and especially men. Women get dressed up out here, but men just, you wear the same thing to bed, wake up in the morning, put it on, and then go out to the bar.
Do you flannel shirts are killing Seattle?
The what?
Yeah. Flannel shirts are just killing Seattle.
Okay, so the flannel's got to go.
Yeah, I've seen so many photos now on Facebook, and like 9 dudes are wearing flannel. It's like, guys, come on, really?
Really?
It's not a flannel party.
Is it, Miss Angie, do you find that guys just don't dress in Seattle?
No, they do not.
And
There's no effort put into it at all.
That's the problem.
I agree.
A friend of mine was in town from Miami, Florida, and he goes, I can't figure out how these good-looking ladies who are dressed up are hanging out with these bums. That's what he called them.
Well, see,
bums.
I got lucky because my wife liked dirtbags.
Oh, yeah?
That's how we met.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, I mean, I think that. I mean, I'm just wondering. So I think that all of us as a group, we realize that men got to get dressed in Seattle. So, fellas, all you out there today, listen to the Jopra show here. You got to get dressed. You got to put on a little clothes. I mean, what is dress? Is it with a collar? Is it slacks? I mean, how far is dress? Is it just
even a nice shirt and some jeans. Come on,
Yeah.
put something together.
And no sandals.
That's it.
No sandals.
No flip-flops and cargo shorts.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't tell you to iron a shirt. Just have a nice collared shirt on. Try to show that you're going out.
Okay, so I mean, if we're out at night and Miss Angie's dressed up, are you more looking for a guy who has a cute face, or does he has his gear? I mean, what's the whole look that you're looking for?
It's the whole package. But if you're dressed like a bum, it just makes me think, I don't know, you got nothing going on.
You're wrong. I have a lot going for me.
Miles James in studio today from Dot's Delicatessen. His wife married him because he was a dirtbag, and so we.
A lot of women love dirtbags.
Well,
it's true.
Is it still the grunge look still in?
I believe that has a lot to do with it, and plus the software culture of being able to come to work and be casual around the office.
Right. Has
so lack there of having to purchase dress shirts and working in an office environment, and the casual Friday. I'm just going in what I got on. So pretty much the happy hour looks like
so
true
in Bellevue.
Friday.
That is so true in Bellevue.
Yeah,
so
you drive your $90,000 car to work, and
it's
and
awful.
You're wearing
those lounges. Like I spent some time in Vegas after college up here. And, you go to a club in Vegas or you go to a lounge in Vegas. Everybody's excited about Vegas. You go to a lounge in Bellevue and you're as likely to see a dude in flip-flops as you are in loafers. And you're just like, really? This is an ultra lounge, man.
Wow.
You lost?
I mean, yeah, that's true. I guess hearing this that we're going to have to make some moves. And we're going to have to start pushing to get our guys to dress up more and have the look so that, one, they could be either approachable or approach somebody with the right look. And it creates confidence, don't you think? I mean, if you're looking good, feeling good, there is that factor. You breathe, your aura says that, right?
Very much so.
Is that true, Angie?
I think so.
Okay, all right. And the barber man agrees. So if he agrees, we know we're right on point here at the Jopra Show. Last part of this talk is I wanted to bring to the table a little bit today, thinking about that, is that there's definitely an issue out there that people bring to me a lot, is that the approachability to dating the first date. We talked a lot last week about the first date and where to go for the first date. And I wanted to ask you guys that question before we go today about where's the appropriate place to take someone for the first date? Is it go for lunch at Dots, or is it go to the tasting room down at Emerald Beer Brewery? I mean, where's a good spot, Miss Angie, for your first date to go to?
I mean, I think the idea of going out to dinner and having someone treat you nice, I think that really comes across like a guy knows what he's doing. But I don't know, that could go wrong as well. You go out on a first date and it's not going well and you're stuck there at dinner with them for the rest of the night.
Nice. And the Jopra came to the point where I said coffee. My wife, my lovely wife out there, she just said coffee.
Right.
So, but I just thought, for a good meet and greet, that's a good start. You're in it for $10. You're a 45-minute conversation. If it doesn't work out, you shake hands and walk away. And I think that's simple and easy to the point. But dinner, if it's going bad, it's going bad, and you still got to get through the salads. So, it could be a long day. I mean,
or a very expensive mistake. So
very expensive mistake.
My dating experiences of taking women out that present a certain look is when you get them one-on-one and you're in a nice 4-star restaurant or something, and conversation's not there, and I'm like, oh boy.
See, now it is balancing between the coffee shop and the 4-star restaurant.
Right.
So, I mean, come up with something cool that's about you and be creative with your first date, because every woman's been on. Yeah, exactly. Let's go go-kart racing.
We talked a lot about being
Let's
comfortable.
Go do something stupid.
Being comfortable in where you're at. Do something that you're in a comfortable position, a comfortable environment. Miles, in closing, anything you wanted to say about the where to go to the first date?
Oh, man, I haven't been on a first date in I don't know how long.
Come on.
Like a couple weeks. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, go to Golden Gardens, go barbecue or something.
Right.
I think
Make some dinner. You know, don't go out to dinner.
Pick up some dots.
Right.
Yeah, just go get some beer and go to the park and barbecue.
Have some lamb sausage.
Some Emerald City beer and dots. Brats.
Well, I wanted to, in closing, thank everybody in the studio today. Rick Hewitt and Steve Wilson from Emerald City Beer, my longtime friend and groom master himself from Paul Gray's Barbershop Lounge, Eric Clark, and the one and only pig butcher master himself, Miles James. Thank you guys for coming in. And the queen herself, Miss Angie, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.
And in my closing parts, I come to the end of the day asking lots of questions about relationships, and we realize that it is tough. With the social times and with the era and with multiple TV channels and networks, focusing on one person or one thing to give them the time is a tough and challenging environment. But I think that Jopra believes that take your time, do it right. Give the person 1 minute because it could change your life. If you're out, say hello, smile, dress, look good. All those things can bring positive change in your life and put you out there. Listen, no one's going to notice you if you stay at home. Not me, not the people from Dots or Dotties, or my lady Miss Angie, or at the barbershop. You got to get out there. I believe this at one time in all of us, if you want it, you got to go get it. Today's a great day in the city of Seattle, folks. We have a big rally happening down on Oxnard Avenue, and the Jopra Show will be down there checking things out, taking pictures, so look for me. And I think that we as a city have to keep making moves forward, and today's a great step for us. And I want you all to remember this, that if we don't move forward as a city, we don't grow. And we must grow. I do appreciate that part of it, and I want everyone to grow. And on the Jopra Show, this is the No Excuse Truth. I'm Joe Janot, your local boy at here at 1150 KKNW Alternative Talk Radio. I want to thank you, and I will see you next week here on the Jopra Show.